Well, good morning and come to 755 Live, about 5 minutes of what Jesus said. And you can find a different command of Jesus every weekday at our Bible plan at bible.today.church. These Jesus said portions are just a soundbite version of something that Jesus commanded or taught. And we just try to put things in an easy to remember format so that we can do what Jesus said, which was to obey all his commands and to make disciples by teaching others what he said. So today's Jesus said comes from several scriptures from Matthew 5:33 through 37. And the soundbite version is yes or no is enough. Matthew 5:33, you have also heard that our ancestors were told, you must not break your vows, you must carry out the vows you make to the Lord. But I say to you, do not make any vows. Do not say by heaven, because heaven is God's throne. And do not say by the earth, because the earth is his footstool. And do not say by Jerusalem, for Jerusalem is the city of the great king. Do not even say by my head, for you can't turn one hair white or black. Just say a simple yes I will or no I won't. Anything beyond this is from the evil one. Some translations say let your yes be yes, let your no be no. In context, in verse 34, Jesus is quoting from Deuteronomy 30, verse 2, which is one of the Old Testament commandments. And he's saying, you've heard it said, this is what was told to the ancestors, but I say to you something even different. Now, he wasn't abolishing the law. In fact, in Matthew 5:17, he said, don't think that I've come to abolish the law or the prophets. I've not come to abolish these things, but to fulfill them. And that word fulfill literally means to fill it up, to give it higher meaning, filling up the meaning. And so the higher meaning for the law, like where it says don't murder, Jesus filled up by saying don't even hate. Where the law says don't commit adultery, Jesus filled it up by saying don't even lust. And so for this, don't make vows, Jesus was filling that up by saying just let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Yes or no is enough. Have you ever heard the phrase the devil is in the details? Sometimes we run out of truth and just keep going. This was the original problem in the Garden of Eden. God had given a very simple command, don't eat of the fruit. And by the time the serpent was tempting Eve, Eve had amplified and added detail to what God had said, because she repeated the command and added to it by saying, God said, don't eat it and don't even touch it. But that's not even what originally God had said. We tend to go beyond and add to, and I think that's what Jesus is talking about, the heart issue here. Proverbs 17:27 through 28 says, a truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even-tempered. Even fools are thought wise when they keep silent. With their mouths shut, they seem intelligent. That's something that we see very little of in today's culture. Social media has made all of us so eager to share everything we think, all of our opinions, make sure everyone knows what we think. But what is the heart issue that Jesus is dealing with when he says, let your yes be yes and let your no be no? Society today has a real problem with commitment. And many times we avoid commitments by saying too much. But not making commitments to others just so you won't break them is still a commitment. It's just a commitment to selfishness. You can't follow Jesus in selfishness at the same time. And we are all committed to something. So how do we commit to the simplicity of what Jesus is saying here with yes or no is enough? James 1:19 says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters, let everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. We should let our words and our commitments be simple. If someone asks you to do something, let your yes be yes, let your no be no. If you're supposed to show up somewhere, don't give a maybe, let your yes be yes, yes, let your no be no. Because as we get into more of the details, as we go on and on and on about things, well, it's where evil and selfishness crops up. So we should let our words and commitments be simple. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. Jesus said yes or no is enough. How can we put